I'd like to call to order the meeting of the April 27th meeting, 2021 of the Jackson County Board of County Commissioners. At this time, would you please stand for Commissioner Hill to do the prayer, and then we'll do the pledge.
Let's pray. Heavenly Father, once again, I want to thank you and praise you for this opportunity to come before as a board to represent our citizens, to represent you, Lord. We ask you to guide our thoughts, our hands, and our decisions, Lord, and may it be better for our citizens. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Ms. Daniels.
Yes, sir. We have two deletions from the agenda, item number 3 and item number 7, and 2 additions, which will be item number 10, request for board review and selection of quote option from MCA for the replacement of dispatch console, and number 11 regarding an ingress egress easement.
Okay, are there any other changes?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Pate to approve the agenda. Is there a second? We have a second by Commissioner McKinney. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0. Okay, moving right along. For the commissioners who's been around for a while, you'll notice there's a change on the agenda. So the first thing we have coming up is Ms. Christy Andresen with a resolution.
Good evening, y'all.
Good evening.
This is a request to adopt a resolution to have the TDC apply for a cultural facilities grant for the museum at Endeavor. It identifies TDC director as project manager and pledges a $500,000 irrevocable match from TDC funds.
Make a motion to approve the request.
We have a motion by Commissioner Pate
Second.
and a second by Commissioner Hill. Any questions? Is this a recurring grant?
As in, like, we can apply for it multiple times?
If we don't get it this time, can we reapply?
Yes.
Okay. How long
And then
is
if
this?
even if we get it and we spend the money within the 23-month cycle that it is, we can still apply again 3 times within a 5-year period for up to 1.5 million total.
Okay.
Is that all you needed?
Anybody? Commissioner
I
Donifro.
need to go ahead and state that I need to recuse myself from voting on this as we're providing architectural services for the supervisor.
Okay. All right. All those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed, likewise with Commissioner Donifro recusing himself.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Okay. Now we go to the old agenda. Consent agenda items. Everyone's had an opportunity to review the packet.
So motion that consent agenda be approved.
You have a motion by Commissioner Donifro to approve, second by Commissioner Hill. Any questions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0. Ms. Sarah Sun. Oh, Lord, did we get cheated tonight?
That's okay. We request board approval and chairman's signature on a certificate of participation in the JAG-C grant. It's an annual renewal, and FDLE requires signatures on 51% of the local government authorities within the county, which would be the county commission and several mayors within the county.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Hill, a second by Commissioner Donifro. Any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
You're hearing none. No.
Stop giving me
Mr.
a
Chairman, would you like it now to sign or leave it with Ms. Williams?
Give it to Ms. Willan. Okay. Moving to item number 4, Ms. Christie.
First item is approval of an advertising and marketing agreement with Sports Destination Management in the amount of $5,000 to be paid from TDC funds to promote and advertise tourism in Jackson County.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Hill. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner McKinney. Any questions?
Just real quickly, on the first page, CTR, the average CTR for this program is 19%. What does CTR stand for?
The click-through rate,
Click-through
yes,
rate?
so it means 19% of the people that see the ad will click on it, basically.
That means
20%.
I'm old school. I didn't know what that was.
That's good percentage.
I knew that.
Yeah, we knew
What's your
that.
margins on
No,
that? What was
not
it?
really.
That's a
Okay,
good
any more
question,
questions?
But I don't have anything in front of me, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine, you're fine.
All right. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
Thank y'all. Next item is board adoption of, I needed a signature on that. I forgot to mention that, sorry.
You'll
Board
get it.
adoption of the TDC travel writer policy. This is a policy for specifically working with travel writers. Sets a daily meal spend limit without additional approval from the TDC board. It sets the parameters and deliverables by JCTDC and writers being hosted. And it includes, I think, a liability waiver for attending TDC hosted trips.
Have a motion by Commissioner Hill. Is there a second?
Second with question.
All right, we have a second by Commissioner Donifro. Go ahead, Commissioner Donifro.
Chrissy, and again, I didn't read this real close, but there seems to be, on a brief reading, a discrepancy in expenses under paragraph C. It says, provide, arrange, and make expenditures for transportation, lodging, meals, so on and so forth. And then under paragraph D, limitations, it says TDC can only cover travel expenses within Jackson County, such as lodging, meals, activities. All transportation costs must be covered by the rider. Is that a discrepancy or is there?
No, I think we just failed to distinguish between, we can't pay to get them here, but we can pay like mileage within the county.
Okay.
We can't pay for them to travel from, I don't know, like Tampa up to Jackson County and then travel within here. But statute does allow for us to pay within the county. I will double check with Michelle on it, just because I know that there is an AGO from last year on paying for travel writers, and it's very specifically stated how exactly you can and cannot do it. But we'll verify on that before we fully enact something you would like.
Thank you.
And make sure this conforms to the AG's opinion.
Okay.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. Any more questions? Hearing none. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Mr. Hunter Potts.
Good afternoon, Commissioners.
Good evening.
The first item I have here is requesting board approval of certificate of final completion for the project 2021-3 Health Department Polborn. So we're asking for the chairman to sign the certificate, and allow finance to issue final payment.
We have a motion by Commissioner Hill,
Second.
second by Commissioner Donifro. Any questions? Hearing none. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0. Go ahead, Mr. Potts.
Okay, the next item I have is the board approval of a sale terms letter for the City of Mariana RIF grant application. The letter wasn't included in your packet, but is one I put in front of you guys. Basically, it just outlines the terms of sale if the application of the grant is successful. And any time they sell a property, we'd have to agree to it since we are joint owners with the City of Mariana.
Continuing thing, and that's some of the standard items.
All right.
Make a motion to approve the request.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Pate for approval. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Hill. Any questions? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Judy Austin.
Good evening, Chairman.
Hello.
And Commissioners.
No.
I'm back tonight to bring back before you the review of the Families First Coronavirus Response Act, which is called FCRA. Basically, that's what provides for the COVID leave and reimbursement to the employers for that leave. The last time the question was, you needed clarification on the funding. I did contact the Prisoner Group, and they indicated that it was funded Previously, it was only funded just for the tax credit part of it. Now, some of the salaries is funded. There seems to be a slight discrepancy. The word that I got from Christian Group was 100%. However, Mr. Rooks looked at the 941s and there was a difference in that, Mr. Rooks.
When I looked at the 941, the instructions,
Right?
it says, the tax credit is equal to 70% of qualified wages paid to employees after December 31st, 2020, and before July 1st, 2021. Now, I think that was the other discrepancy. It was 100% through September.
Right.
Yes, sir. They expanded the act to the end of September. And there were some changes made at the time they expanded the act. So that could really be the
It
discrepancy.
could be, this is revised March of 2021, so there could have been something that happened after these came out. But that's all the information that I'm gonna get from IRS.
So the discrepancy, you feel comfortable with? No problem here on the motion or anything on this?
I think it probably does go through September. I don't see why, the prisoner group.
Yeah.
This says 70% of qualified wages. It's pretty explicit.
Right.
Well, we're
I
70 or
think-
100,
Right.
so we're still.
I think in the new guidelines that's coming out,
Mhm.
Ms. Daniels, you read this, I know, very carefully. Isn't there
Absolutely.
something in there about this going through September?
Judy
Yes,
has
sir, it's
the
right here. I
September
thought-
30th date.
Yeah. So it's in the new guidelines coming out.
And it could be that it's
Okay.
100% too. I'm just reading the instructions.
So basically, we're siding on the air of caution and voting on 70, it could be 100, correct?
What is the motion needed?
Well, I think that what we're asking is, the original question was, one, do you want to extend it in light of the fact that we've offered the vaccine? And if you do, when do you want to extend it to?
My opinion is that this is something we can extend to our employees that will not cost us probably an arm and a leg. And it's kind of a bonus. If someone needs it, they need it. But most people will have been vaccinated and will not use it. So that's where I'm at.
So in that case, option one is to continue to participate in FICRA Act and provide paid COVID leave through September 30th, 2021.
That'll be
That's- Go ahead.
that'd be my motion to
Second.
set it to.
Second.
September
Got a
30th.
motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Fate. Any more questions?
One question is, y'all may not be able to answer this. I know that they pulled the Johnson & Johnson one shot. Is
It's
it
back.
It's back.
It's
Okay, I
back.
wasn't sure. I knew they had paused it because of the clotting issue. I wasn't sure. So
Yeah,
that's good.
it's back already.
Very good.
I don't
And-
think they're offering it in Jackson County. I'm not through the health department anyway. Health department has that.
Now, we did the vaccination the other day,
Yes, sir, we did.
and so now we got another one coming up in 2 weeks. Is that correct?
No, it's a month from the original,
A
so
month,
it's May
okay.
17th.
So they've already got that scheduled.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right.
Approximately how many employees have taken advantage of this? Do we know? I mean,
It was a very limited number of employees that expressed an interest in taking the vaccine. Through the effort that we made to have them vaccinated, there were only 18 people that got vaccinated. Now, I know that there were quite a few more than that prior to that wasn't coordinated by us that did it, like that were in, that had underlying health conditions or the 65 and older, the first group. So I don't know exactly how many of those, but through the effort that we made to have an event for our employees, only 18 people.
Okay, one last thing. I'd like to say this. I know that Sandy's not here, but have we, if there's a way we can find out, Will Anna, whoever it may be, I understand from a report I saw the other day on CDC that there's a high percentage of people, I don't know how the numerics falls in Jackson, is not taking their second shot. And it was kind of alarming. I don't remember the numbers, so I don't want to misquote them, but they were plus 50% in some areas. Yeah, it was. So if that is the case, Will Ann, if we can reach out to Sandy to make sure we get some PSAs out or something, because I think it's actually kind of null and void if you take the first and not the second one. I don't think it has any.
You only get like 50% protection.
How long
Yeah.
can you wait?
And I don't know, that's some of the things.
You gotta wait a month, but what happens if you wait 3 or
It's
4 months?
only, you have about if I remember correctly, approximately a 1-day window prior or like a 2-day window
Right.
afterwards. So it's only like a 4-day window.
Well,
from
we
that
need,
first
and
shot.
I'm sure there are, so I'm not disputing that they probably, the health department is probably putting that out there. But if there is something we can do from a board standpoint or from the county standpoint to facilitate that, also, we need to reach out and make that happen.
I think it was interesting, the CDC did put out today that masks were not required when you're outside. Imagine that.
I was gonna ask the sheriff, if you offered it to all the deputies, or was that, okay. How did that go over? Oh,
Absolutely. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any more questions? Hearing none, all those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0. Thanks, Miss Judy.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Willan.
Yes, this is board approval of actually, number 10 is next.
That's what I'm asking you for. Number
Yes.
10.
That's Lieutenant Birch.
Okay, come on up.
Evening, Commissioners. Lieutenant Birch, Jackson County Sheriff's Office. Before you, there's a proposal for the Jackson County Sheriff's Office for you to review to replace our dispatch console. Currently, end of life on that console was December of 2019. What this is, there's two proposals, option 1, option 2, to replace all of our consoles, all the associated software and hardwares, and also a maintenance contract out for 5 years. Currently, we're in a position where Motorola any software updates to it, and the hardware is no longer being supported. So we're in a position where if some piece of hardware fails, we just got to go and try to find it. That could be other agencies, eBay, something of that nature. The real big difference between the two proposals is this additional $75,000 gives us 3 consoles for the Emergency Operations Center. Currently, the Emergency Operations Center has 2 consoles that are limited to 1 radio channel. Well, one of them has 2 radio channels, one has 1 radio channel. So what this will do is allow us, in the event of an emergency, we'll have 3 consoles that are fully capable of dispatching for the entire county. And if we're in a situation where we have to vacate our building for anything, it could be maintenance, it could be relocation, it could be emergency, we're still able to have business continuity, just as we do today.
So Commissioner Hill has a question.
But just a couple of things for clarification. Now, the last time I was at the EOC when we had the disaster officers, Hurricane Michael, I know that the ham operators, and Jeff, you may speak to this, Leslie, either one, don't matter. The ham operators was in that little teeny tiny room, and I know this really don't have anything to do with integration of dispatch, but is there a place also for them in this, and that's in this?
Fire rescue side of the hallway.
Okay, so it's separate than that little, okay, I didn't need to say. And on this CAD system here, the one that we have is, I went out there and toured with the sheriff the other day and saw dispatch again. So this will carry us well into where we need to go on the CAD. Because I know that we had a drop, I understand from talking to Holmes County, they dropped we had to drop one of our channels where we can't speak to them now on UHF, is that correct?
Correct. So what this will do, right now we're at max capacity. So if we need to add a radio, bring back Houston County, Bay County, the ones that we've had to drop for additional communications, we can scale that out really as much as we need to. It has the most capacity of what we can buy today.
I think the fire departments took up a couple of them that went with the
Yeah, right.
22 and
Correct.
23
23 and 22 came on board. They took away Bay County and Houston County. So currently we can't listen to their radios.
So with this new console, we'll have probably adequate space for how long?
I mean, right now, originally we bought this and it came out in 2008, end of life was 2019. So 11 years right there. So we put it in place, what, 2010? 2010, so we're at 11. So, and we're maintenance free on this for at least the next 5 years. So there'll be no additional cost for us for at least 5 years.
Okay, Commissioner Hill.
So last question I have is there a potential discount? Is it $75,000 extra? If you buy this separate, just kicks and giggles, what would be the difference of that $75,000 in maybe a year or two from now? I mean, we're spending just shy of $250,000 on this. Are we getting a discount on the extra 3 consoles for EOC? Y'all know that number?
Come
Okay,
up and tell us.
I was seeing somebody, here, back in here.
So David Giles is with Motorola.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that we bought those, are these the same type of, we're talking about the desk with the 8 heads on? Is that what we're talking about in this situation, the consoles?
This is the actual radio
Right.
consoles
Okay,
that
I got you.
dispatchers dispatch from.
Sure,
So this will not only allow you the capability that you have today,
right.
but it's also, you can put any radio on the state radio system, slurs, the new Bay County P25 system, Houston County, any of those you can incorporate to it as well. So it's going to allow you the capability to be able to communicate throughout your region. It also has the capacity to expand, so you're not going to outgrow this system anytime soon.
What was your name again?
Debbie Giles,
Okay.
GLES.
And you're with,
I'm with Mobile Communications, but I'm the Motorola manufacturer's rep
okay,
for this area. But talking about the discount, this is based off of the NASPO state of Florida,
Right.
or replace the state of Florida. So you get the traditional discount. Well, Motorola then gave an additional on top of that for the entire system. So it applies, for all of it. So if you were to add those later, the price is probably increased. You probably wouldn't get as much discount because of it being a smaller purchase, and this includes everything that you need for the installation, programming, training.
What kind of time frame you got on installation on all the aspects of the
Once we place the order, we normally have it shipping within 4 weeks.
and installation?
Normally takes about 2 weeks.
So it's a 6-week operation.
What about the training? How long? Training process?
The training, we do what we call train the trainer. So we usually bring in your admin people to train, but then we'll also hold a couple of individual classes for dispatchers. A lot of it is online training as well. So, and like we just did Washington County, they had, I believe, 6 total people, and we did the training within 2 days.
any more questions?
Yeah, just real quick, and I may have missed it, and if I did, I apologize, but what's the major difference between these two options?
So the big option is this allows us to outfit the ESC to be able to have dispatching capabilities there, not just at the sheriff's office.
So, and these that he talked about at EOC, they're actually laptops, but everything's loaded on it. So as long as you have an internet connection, you can take them anywhere. So even your mobile command unit, you can dispatch from there if you need to.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion. We accept the second option, total what was that?
341,788.
Yeah, there you go. 341,78 for both processes.
Second for discussion.
Yes.
Did you say this was a state contract?
Yeah, it's called NASPO, which replaced the state Florida commodity contract a couple of years ago.
Okay. All right. Commissioner
Is this a
Donald,
budgeted item? I mean, is this
cares money.
CARES money?
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Fate. Any more questions? Hearing none, all those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next item is 11. Ms. Williams. 11.
This is a request for board approval of an ingress egress easement to allow Jackson County Road and Bridge to remove dump trash on a citizen-owned property. This is on, looking for the name of the road, Commissioner McKinney.
Bethune Court.
There are plenty of them around.
Bethune Court.
Bethune Court,
Right.
yes. And subject to the citizen signing the easement.
Any,
I'll go ahead and make a motion to grant the temporary easement, authorize the chairman to sign it.
okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Donifro, and second by Commissioner McKinney. Any questions? When they finish that one, send them to District
Yeah,
5.
there's a
I got
bunch of
plenty
them
of them.
now.
Right, Kenny?
So we don't have to get a right-of-way easement to go on the private?
That's what you're getting.
Okay, right. Will it be perpetual or is it just gonna be temporary?
Just 90 days.
90 days.
Okay. Any more questions?
You did say 90 days?
Nope, I'm sorry. All right, hearing no more questions, all those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0. Okay. We are going into the public hearing.
Good evening, Commissioner. Are we in?
We are now.
Thank you. We're requesting board approval for a general development order for borrow pit to open a new private borrow pit to extract clean dirt. It's a 5-acre portion on an existing 145 acres. This does come with a request for a variance because the pit would be closer than 660 feet to residential property.
Okay,
How many
wait a minute.
residents- oh, sorry.
Is there anyone here for or against it? Okay, we are now out of public hearing. Commissioner Donifro.
How many residences are within that 660-foot threshold distance? Is just one, or is there more than one?
Yes, sir, and it's kind of abandoned property. No one really has resided there for a very long time.
No one has expressed any opposition to this?
No, sir.
Okay. I am sorry. I did not ask if there was anyone online when we were in public session. Fred, you got anyone?
If there's anyone online that would like to speak for or against that, they may raise their hand using the raise hand feature on Zoom or via *9. I see no hands raised.
Okay, we're back. All right,
I'll make a motion with this.
have a motion by Commissioner Hill,
Second.
second by Commissioner McKinney. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. All right, Ms. Wendy.
Okay, and the next item is a request for a modification to increase an alcoholic beverage series for Sonny's Barbecue from 2 COP to 7 COP.
So many.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Pate, second by Commissioner Hill. Are there any questions? Hearing none. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
I do have a question.
Thank
Do
you.
anybody know when they're gonna open back up?
I heard they're
Sonny's?
closed for 20 days,
They still
or
open?
10 days.
They had a big old sign, coming soon, new hot thing. It looked like they was not like. Okay, good. It just looked like the way they had the construction stuff. I was like,
They're under construction.
right, okay.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. Okay, is there anyone here who has any comments on anything? Okay, hearing none. Sheriff Edenfield, do you have anything you want to enlighten us on?
Yes, sir.
Come to the microphone, sir. I get to tell the sheriff what to do.
Yeah. Until he can press hard five copies. Your press right here.
We've been working together with the school board and the superintendent. We were approached probably 6 weeks ago and asked if we would be interested in the school, taking the schools back as far as resource officers go. So we sit and talked about it, and we went back and put a plan together and came back to the board, or excuse me, to the superintendent. And then we spoke individually with each board member. So we put several hours into it, and it was a collaborative effort between the sheriff's office, the school board, and the superintendent of schools. And they have a special meeting tomorrow morning at 7:30, I believe it is, to vote. And if everything goes as planned, it looks like we'll be taking back over the school resource deputies. And it's at no cost to the county or the sheriff's office. So it's a win-win for everybody. And we're excited about our future presence within our school system.
About how many officers would there be?
16,
16, and they'll work 12 or 9 months?
12 months.
12 months.
They're working.
They work for the school board for 12 months. In the summertime, we're going to do some programs for the kids, teen drivers program, summer camps, summer school. It appears because of the absence of students being in school because of Corona, that there's probably going to be summer school this summer. So, but if everything goes as planned, it'll be a July 1 effective date. And it's a good thing.
So you're coordinating with Danielle on the money and everything.
It's a contract between the school board and the sheriff's office. Again, it's not going to cost us the county commission or the sheriff's office anything.
It's gonna make us some money?
We can't do that.
You can't, we
It'd be
don't let
nice.
this not cost us,
No,
I was
that-
hoping you
that-
say we make it some.
Contract says that account zeroes out on June 30th.
I understand.
What about cars and all this stuff
They're-
later
all
on down the
equipment
line?
and everything they have is being turned over.
So, but it's gonna be our responsibility 4 or 5 years down the line,
There's
right?
budgeted items, Mr. Pate. It's budgeted. Again, this is not gonna cost the board or the sheriff's office
Budgeted by the school.
any money.
board.
Yes, sir.
Before the transition to the privatization of it, what level was operating, school board was operating before, prior to them taking it over? Say,
You mean how many
how
did
many
they?
cops, right?
Oh, we have
Um,
to see.
They had a number, I can't tell you, Mr. McKinney, the exact number. They also utilized open carry guardians, which we're not gonna employ. We're employing deputy sheriffs. So beginning in July 1, you'll have a uniformed deputy sheriff in your schools. And the big Mariana schools will have three in each.
So the rest of the schools will have one each, or?
Yes, sir. And
Portland.
those three in the K-8 and the high school will provide a relief factor in the event one of the other schools is.
Danielle's got to come in.
Yes,
Well,
ma'am.
his question was when we had it before,
Right.
before it went to.
Oh,
the
yeah.
school
Well,
board.
the Marjorie Stoneman Act that came into effect in 2019, when the county had it before, I don't think you guys had it after that act came into effect, did you?
No, we
The law
talked.
now requires there be one armed officer, or it could be a security guard, or it could be an open carry guardian, but there has to be one at every school if school's in. So basically bell to bell. And with this contract, you have a deputy sheriff in every school from bell to bell. But when the county had it before, I don't think it was this.
It was 75-25, roughly. We
The
had
school board is
used
100% financing this endeavor. And it's gonna work for everybody.
I guess you got a couple of questions. First of all, are the current ones that's employed there gonna be transitioned over to the, or there's gonna be a?
They're encouraged to apply.
Okay, very good. All right. And I guess the next thing would be is, vehicles, Danielle, our Tahoe, I know that you're saying that we probably want to get with the sheriff at some point and discuss that, because I think the Tahoes are up this year, is that not, the 600,000, I think that third payment, is it ended last year, we did.
This is the last year on it. We're working on that.
Nothing to do with what he-
Yeah.
Right, that's what, right, I understand, I just want to make sure if we can get all that together, because they might not drive as much, mileage of, and all, I guess.
Cool. There's a line item for vehicles in
All right,
the
good.
contract.
Okay.
All right, sounds good.
Is there anything else going on that
We're
sheriff's
just
department?
excited and happy to serve our citizens.
Great.
Right.
I would like you to convey to all your officers that this board stands behind them.
Thank you.
We support them.
That's why I live in Jackson County, because our citizens,
Unfortunately, a lot of places, law enforcement's not getting the support they need, but I think I'm speaking for every board member up here. We're behind you 100%.
that means. a lot.
Please convey that to your
Absolutely.
people.
Will do. Thank you, guys.
Okay? Michelle,
I have nothing.
Ms. Willant,
I have two things. Just wanted to remind the board that we are having a Keep Jayco Beautiful campaign or a project Saturday from 8 to 12 at Citizens Lodge. And so we are partnering with RCC. They're providing volunteers and also a donation of $1,000 to help us with plants and things. And so we hope this is the first of many beautification projects. We started there for because the beds are already there. And it was kind of an easier project to kick off with. And so all of you are welcome to stop by from 8 to 12 if you can. I know a few of you are going to be out of town. And then also I was hoping that y'all would oblige me in singing happy birthday to Apostle Johnson.
do you
Wait.
really want me to sing?
Absolutely. In the microphone.
Before we do that, can she come out there and do her, we already got you already got, can you come up here and do that? Be thing too? We want you up here.
You done put her on.
All right, now the chairman needs to start it off.
I'm singing to me.
Sing.
Come on up, Apostle Johnson.
Evening.
Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Apostle Johnson. Happy birthday to many more. You're a great friend, thank you.
I got a question. Just for my knowledge and probably Clint's too, when we come on board, Kenny Stevens relayed to us that you'd only missed, I think, one meeting in the years he'd been on. He was on 8 before, I think 6, on 2 with us, so 6 prior to. And I know that unfortunately you missed a meeting there during Hurricane Michael because you didn't get a message we had relayed over to that.
Yeah,
How long have you come before the board?
well, I mean, it was 13 years.
13 years, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
13 years.
And now she doesn't come, she got.
I know, I hope
what
you
she
got
wants.
what she wanted.
Thank you.
I hope it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Dedicated, very dedicated.
Well,
Thank you.
And thank y'all for the break.
Okay, anything else, Ms. Daniels? Mr. Donifro?
Yeah, and this is for my own information. I got a copy of the letter, and I guess there's been work on this, but Peacocks Bridge.
Yeah.
What's the latest on that? Is that something we can talk about, or?
Commissioner Hill? It's your district.
What I've known now is that, just found out from staff that they're looking at a new owner potentially, is a lease up in 2021, 22.
22.
22.
Oh, at the end of 21.
21, so we have, just about 7 months, 6 months, that he may offer it to us, or not for sure he's going to, so I've asked, some friends that live in that area to go around kind of see it. One time there was a pushback to have it open. At that time, they had some issues down there when I first came on the board. Nothing that local citizens did, but there were some people who go down there and they would do the typical teenager stuff and leave paraphernalia and stuff out there. So anyway, but we're looking on it. I guess Red's also working on it, trying to find out if there is something we can work out with them on a lease. I guess a lease or purchase, but we had to yellow tag it on the purchase, right? Because the state funding will be involved. So but right now that's where it stands. It's just, I don't know how many people use it. I wish I had a count. I know that I understand there's quite a few people that do. So
we're working with Michelle also through what our options would be, just how we'd have to go through the process and going to work with the owner to see what the options are.
Anything else?
yeah, that's it.
Commissioner Hill? Commissioner Pate?
I don't have an item, but I want to thank
Did not
Road.
say anything.
No. I want to thank Road and Bridge. I know, this weekend with all the rain, got compliments of them being out and taking care of things. I know there's no way we could got all our roads, but there was some situations where they took care of it. They were out grading roads and opening roads back up Sunday. So I want to thank the ones who did that.
I would, I'll get to you in a minute. In conjunction with that, I'd like to thank Kenny and Robert, because both of them were out Saturday, I know. I don't know who else you had out,
A lot
Kenny,
of them.
but thank you.
Most of them in my district.
Yeah,
Yeah, we got hammered.
Well, there were a lot of people
Scott
out
is
working.
quarantined, or he would have been out, I'm
Oh,
sure.
okay.
So,
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I talked to him.
Go ahead.
Well, it's already been said. Those are my sentiments as well. Road and Bridge, I thank you. Mr. Jones, thank you for your efforts and what you all are doing. Continue to do good work. Thank you.
I would also like to say thank you to all the employees who were out Sunday working. And I just want to make sure that those employees are compensated at the time and a half rate. We'll probably need a motion to make sure that happens. We have had problems with this in the past where people will take off during the week and then get called out, and then suddenly they're not eligible for time and a half pay.
So you're saying because it's a special.
This is a special event.
I'll make a motion.
We could not have done it without these
So do
boys
we-
and girls volunteering to come out on
Real
Sunday.
quick.
Pardon?
I was just gonna say, what's our policy? I mean, you need to be compensated, but there's also other situations where they have, I don't know. I just want to check before we do something.
The policy currently is if they're out on vacation during the time period, the pay period.
The agreement is hours physically worked over 40 gets you overtime. Now, you've made a caveat for holidays, because you had some get upset because they didn't get their overtime when there was a holiday. Now you're wanting to do something, and are you gonna open that up to written them? Anybody who worked or just Road and Bridge?
Well,
Well,
the only ones I know
Yeah.
of, Road and Bridge,
You might have
that
to-
were out.
you know, my thing with that is, you know, hazard pay. You know, there's a lot of hazards out there, after, especially the storm that come through the other day. You know, so those guys need to be compensated for at least.
Oh, I
Had to
agree,
come.
but we need to be careful
That's
not to
why
get into a situation where. it's not
That's
fair to
why
some
we need a
others.
motion to approve them being compensated at the rate of time and a half. You've made the motion?
Yeah.
And
Is
we've
that
got a
for-
motion
for
by,
Hours worked over 40 or?
no,
No, just what?
for
every
Sunday,
hour or
Sunday, compensate
What
them.
about
at-
Saturday?
Were they out
The-
Saturday?
Yeah,
Some of them.
they were,
outside.
a bunch of them were out Saturday. I was out there.
I include the first call. Do you have a list of those people? Okay, just make that. I make a
Saturday and
motion.
Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday.
Okay. Is there a second?
I thought I heard a second on that side.
And then
Second?
I said,
Okay, we got a second.
I just want to clarify, so if you had another department who was called out because of the storm, are you extending that to them as well?
Because of this storm, I'll include that. If they come out from Saturday,
I'm
whenever.
sure water and sewer had problems. That much water, I'm sure there were.
Yeah,
some
I don't segregate any of them. Now, I would include in that motion, it includes anyone who's called out as a result of this past weekend's storm.
Okay. Any questions? All right, we got a motion and a second. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0. But anyway, thank you, Kenny. Tell everyone out there, we appreciate it. And I have received numerous phone calls thanking us for
Yes,
being out there on Sunday and working.
had more thank yous and complaints. Everybody knew that they had a lot of water. I mean,
I had several women, older ladies that had called me, I can't go to church. And when I told them that the motor grader was coming early, they were so happy. So, anyway. Mr. Rooks?
I do have one item. We're trying to replace the servers for the board, computer servers. And we're going to file off-state contract. It'll be about $24,000, a little less than $25,000 to replace all the servers over there. And we just need to approve.
He has money within his.
We've got
You're doing it?
No, it's coming from the budget money that y'all have.
We
You just need
budgeted.
authorization. So moved.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Pate. Any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
Ms. Danielle?
I do have one item. We are currently holding $94,178.70 of retainage on a project that is somewhat, it is complete. You have a year, there was a year after we started hooking up customers in Indian Springs for them to come forward. That expires August the 6th, sometime at the end of August. Contractor's done everything to date. And I want to pay him out of retainage. We won't close the contract because we can't close the contract until August, but he would be 100%.
Okay,
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to pay the retainage on
L&K.
L&K, is that what it is?
L&K Contracting Company, Inc. on the Indian Springs Phase 1 sewer
Right.
extension.
What was the amount?
$94,178.
Got a motion by Commissioner Pate, second by Commissioner Hill. Any questions? Hearing none, all those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carries 5-0. Anything else? Anyone else have anything? This meeting's
What?
adjourned.
You got things on your list.